Coming up, power sector faces threats of a shutdown if long-standing debts owed independent power producers are not settled. We hear from an energy expert. Also, government and a cross-section of Ghanaians to be moderate in their celebrations of a turnaround of the economy. We'll hear from a financial economist, Professor Godfred Bobkin. And the Ghana Stock Exchange places 10th in dollar terms among 15 stock markets in Africa in the year 2023. All these and more with me, Hannah Odami. The Joy Business Report is brought to you by EcoBank, your Pan-African bank. We start with the country's power, and it's set to be facing threats of a shutdown due to financial flow problems. That's according to the Executive Director of the Africa Center for Energy Policy, Ben Boakye. Speaking on the Super Morning Show, Mr. Boakye said there is a long-standing debt owed to the independent power producers by the Electricity Company of Ghana and other stakeholders. He therefore fears the situation could be dire if the government fails to intervene.
We've also seen some actions from the IPPs. Asogli in December was wild, trying to get their money back. They managed to get $60 million from government. We don't know how they're going to push back on these delays in payment. And I keep saying that Asogli was one of the considerate IPPs in the space. Suddenly, they are chasing their money. And I suspect that in 2024, given that it's an election year, all the IPPs are going to be looking for their money because you don't want to push your debt to 2025 when there's a new government, a new negotiation, and the rest of it. So those are the threats we face.
You heard there Mr. Ben Boakye speaking on the Super Morning Show. A financial economist, Professor Godfred Bobkin, is advising government and a cross-section of Ghanaians to be moderate in their celebrations of a turnaround of the economy. According to him, though the economy has witnessed some improvement, there's still a long way to go as the country has yet to start its external debt restructuring. Speaking on the Super Morning Show, Professor Bobkin, who is with the University of Ghana Business School, said the recovery by the country is coming at a great cost.
And we are not out of it. I mean, and let me put that so that every Ghanaian, we have to be moderate with our expectations in terms of how growth is going to turn out and how it's going to benefit Ghanaian. I mean, you can have growth at different level. The economy can recover at different level, right? But before it will benefit the ordinary Ghanaian, we are looking at maintaining macroeconomic stability for not less than 15 years. We say in economics, low inflation is desirable in itself, but you need to maintain low for long, right? We need to have low inflation of, let's say, about 6%, between 6% and 8% for not less than 15 years. Then you begin to see how the macro level development begin to trickle down, begin to manifest at the micro level, at the household level.
You heard Professor Godfred Bobkin, Professor of Finance and Economics at the University of Ghana Business School. The Ghana Stock Exchange placed 10th in dollar terms among 15 stock markets in Africa in the year 2023. It recorded a return of negative 5.66% for investors. There's more in this report.
But for the about 15% depreciation of the cedi to the dollar, the Accra Bears would have been classified among the top performing stock markets in Africa in 2023 in local currency terms. The GSE however placed fifth with a 28.08% return for investors. The performance of the market is coming on the back of the International Monetary Fund program, which brought some renewed investor confidence. According to data, the non-banking stocks led the gains in the equity market. The financial stock index, however, registered a return of negative 7.36%. This was a result of the second part of the domestic debt exchange program, which had impacted the earnings of some banks. The best performing stocks were BOP, Total Energies, Unilever, Guinness Ghana Breweries Limited, and MTN Ghana. The worst performing stocks were, however, Access Bank, EcoBank Ghana, SIC, Enterprise Group, and Cowbank. Meanwhile, Egypt EGX was the best performing stock on the African continent in 2023.
You heard there a business desk reports. Moving on, customers of banks in Ghana experienced better services from their respective banks in the year 2023 compared to 2022. That's according to a West Africa Banking Industry Consumer Experience Survey by KPMG, Ghana and Nigeria. Ebenezer Sabute has more in this report, read to you.
Overall, the customer experience performance in the retail banking segment improved in 2023 by approximately 4 percentage points over that of 2022's score. Across the three segments, the corporate segment emerged with the highest overall customer experience score, followed by the small and medium enterprises and retail segments, respectively. Additionally, corporate banking customers identified relationship management as the paramount area of importance, especially emphasizing the professionalism and attitude of bank staff and relationship managers. This metric experienced a significant surge, elevated by 12 percentage points in comparison to its score the previous year. SME customers highlighted three critical areas of importance, which were accuracy and completeness of account information, security of transactions, and reliability of payment services. Meanwhile, the value for money concerning appropriate fees and charges ranked fourth last year.
That was Ebenezer Sabute's report read to you. Transport operators could be pushing for an increase in fares in the coming days. This follows an increase in third-party insurance premiums from 1st January. The cost of insurance is one of the major factors that influences transport fares, and the transport operators are, in the coming days, expected to engage government over their demand for an increase in fares. It is, however, unclear whether the government may grant them their request following a reduction in prices of petroleum products yesterday. Again, the cedi has remained stable, which would also impact positively on the cost of spare parts. Two other stories. The chief executive of the Maxwell Investment Group, Dr. Maxwell Ampong, is urging entrepreneurs to incorporate corporate social responsibility in their activities. According to him, Ghana had a lot of downgrades, partly due to the lack of environmental sustainable governance initiatives. Advising entrepreneurs on how to approach the new year, Dr. Ampong believes a portion of every company's earning must be spent on community services. He spoke to Joy Business after leading the group and Sanjay Padir to donate some items to the less privileged children at Medina, a suburb of Accra.
CSR is important. I mean, Ghana got downgraded, I think, a few months ago, and there were a lot of downgrading by Finch, and the other ratings were about ESG. And I can assure you, CSR counts to these things once a framework is. One of the things we'll be doing this year is actually to try to bring out a framework from which our ESG activities as entrepreneurs, as businessmen, as a community can be documented and can be presented to our partners and the authorities that be. So CSR is a big part of ESG. They should find a way to incorporate CSR into the ESG framework, and it's going to work wonders. You cannot exist without community. The street lights that I enjoy, the roads that I drove on here, it's all a part of a communal effort, and for Maxwell Investment Group, we take this very seriously.
Dr. Maxwell Ampong is the chief executive of Maxwell Investments Group. It's time for your pension tip on Money Lab. Here is Kofi Poli, who is the chief operations officer of People's Pension Trust, with those tips.
Hello, welcome to Money Lab. My name is Kofi Poli, Chief Operations Officer of People's Pension Trusts. We are on our pension tidbits on Money Lab. Today, we are going to look at the pension architecture in Ghana under Pension Act 2008, Act 766. Under this act, we are supposed to have a 3-tier pension scheme. Tier 1 is the Basic National Pension Scheme, which is handled by the statutory body of Ghana for pensions, that is SNIT, Social Security and National Insurance Trusts. Thank you once again for being with us, and in our next episodes, we will look at Tier 2 and Tier 3.
And that ends the Joy Business Report, brought to you by EcoBank, your Pan-African bank. Before we go, EcoBank Salary Account is a special account designed for workers of all income brackets desirous of receiving their salaries through EcoBank. With the EcoBank Salary Account, you are guaranteed all the benefits of a normal savings or current account plus many more. EcoBank Salary Account gives workers free life insurance cover of up to 10,000 cedis, 24/7 access to cash and e-banking services, and internet mobile banking services. It also gives high interest on savings, no minimum balance, and ability to save through the EcoBank Save As You Spend, which is a unique feature that helps customers to save and invest. Remember, the insurance policy covers death, permanent or temporary disability, critical illness, hospitalization, retrenchments, and more. Savings or current account holders at EcoBank do not have to close their existing accounts to enjoy the numerous benefits of the EcoBank Salary Account. Just ask your branch to switch your existing account to the EcoBank Salary Account. Non-EcoBank account holders should approach any EcoBank branch and ask for the EcoBank Salary Account. All you have to do is switch your salary account today and enjoy amazing benefits at EcoBank. Why not call them on toll-free 0800 00 3225. Whenever, wherever, for further details. EcoBank, the Pan-African bank. And that's it for the Joy Business Report. You find more stories when you log on to myjoyonline.com/Joy News. My name is Hannah Odami.
Cargo handling can be so tiring. Having to shuffle between banks to make payments. And waiting hours for payment confirmation. And worst of all, incurring avoidable costs due to payment delays. Chalet. But with EcoBank, making cargo payment has become super convenient through their digital self-service and in-branch channels. Sail smoothly with EcoBank and experience our one-stop payment solutions for all your cargo-related payments. Pay your customs duties and all levies, terminal handling and shipping line fees, and enjoy smart financing solutions to support your cargo handling operations. Contact us on 0800 003 225 or walk into the nearest EcoBank branch to find out more. EcoBank, the Pan-African bank.